In today's video, we're going to be looking at my shop and the equipment that I have and introducing you to my new business. My name is Carl and I am Wyoming Mountaineers Lapidary. Thanks for watching. Come along with me while we take a ride around my little shop and see what we got. Starting by the door, this is my table where I do all my photography. When the rocks are done, I'll take pictures of them and we post them on the website and on Facebook. Over here, I have my wet belt sander. Now the wet belt sander is used to smooth out rocks. So when a rock starts out, right after you cut a slab or whatever, it has a little nub on it, and we can smooth that nub off before I put it in the lap. Other things we can do with it on these smaller specimens is we can take and polish those from start to finish. They come out with a really nice finish and make truly great specimens. Some agates are just too small to lap, in the bigger lap, and they're just too nice to put in a tumbler. If you put them in a tumbler, you'll destroy this shape. It'll lose all that shape and round off. Keeping a nice flat surface is sometimes really nice. So I try to keep them as natural as possible. And I'll do these by hand on the wet belt sander. It also not only sands and grinds and takes you up to a good finish, it gives you an excellent polish on the leather wheel back here. The next thing we have in my shop is a Highland Park core drill. Now this drill will drill up to about 6 inches. And what it's used for is to make spears. So you drill a core like this. And then you lay that core in there sideways and you drill it again and it makes a pillow. You turn the pillow, drill it again to knock the ears off the pillow, and keep rotating it until you get it somewhat round. After that, you can take it to the wet belt sander, finish rounding it out and making a preform. Once your preform is done, which is pretty close to round but kind of rough, you come over to the spear machine. This is a Highland Park high-speed spear machine. And it roughs out the stone into a spear and gets it perfectly round with these spear cups, depending on what size spear you want to make. Now you start here with the coarsest cups, and you keep working with finer and finer grits until you get to the polished cups. Now these are lined with leather or canvas, and they go in a low-speed spear machine where you can just sit there and let them turn and rotate and get a really fine polish on it. Watch in the future, we're going to have a video on exactly how to make spears. Coming over here, this is my bench where I do all my silver work. I do silver and gold, make jewelry, make cabochons into necklaces, rings, earrings, things like that. So this is it's a mess right now, but this is kind of the finishing stage of everything we do. Over here, I have the Highland Park ultrasonic drill. Now, this ultrasonic drill is really nice because I make wind chimes out of agate slabs. So you need to drill a hole in those slabs, and this takes mere seconds to do that. When I need to cut cabochons or make small cuts, I have 2 different trim saws here. We have a 6-inch trim saw and a 10-inch trim saw that's got a precision vise on it. These are both Highland Park products. They're really great, and I just really like them. They last forever. They cut accurate. The motors are so big you never bog down the motor when you're cutting a rock, no matter how hard you push on it. You'll generally break the slab or the little piece you're cutting before you bog down that saw. So now, before I knew about Highland Park, I bought this cabbing machine. This is a Kingsley North King Cabber, and it's really kind of a nice cabbing machine. It has some great features to it, like freshwater drips on your wheels. Those work phenomenally, keeping your stone clean. I've seen some of these cabbing machines that have a little geyser that goes in a pan and it spritz water up. Well, the problem is you go from these coarse grits right into your fine grits and you're spritzing the same water, which means you're putting all that grinding from the coarse grits onto these finer grit wheels. Not very conducive to keeping scratches out of the material you're working with. So I really would never buy one that has a geyser. I'd always get one that has the drips. Now, the Highland Park cab machine is bigger. It's made out of heavier metal. It's more comfortable to work on, and the wheels on it are much higher quality. If you look at this one right here, you can see where I can collapse that belt some. Well, that belt's coming delaminated off of the wheel, so the only thing I can do is replace that wheel, and that wheel's only got about 5 hours on it. So, you know, if I would have bought the Highland Park, they come with better wheels, heavier gauge, bigger motor, they work faster, they're much cleaner, they don't get this little crud in the bottom of the pan that you always have to clean out. Just everything about the Highland Park cabbing machine is a better machine. So behind me, I have the Highland Park. This is my 18-inch slab saw. This is where I cut larger specimens and really fine slabs. It's a very accurate saw. It does a phenomenal job. As you can see on this slab, they really cut nice. And speaking of cutting, here's today's cuts. These are really going to be nice when we get them polished. Now, to polish these, I use the lap. This is Highland Park's vibratory lap, the R1M, and it basically works by vibrating while it's running. Your specimen will dance around on this platform and get polished up. You start with grinding grits. Like this, and you grind out all the saw marks, all the unevenness, little scratches, chips, things like that, and you work your way up to where you have a polish on it in the finest dry polish. The grits are run wet, the polish is run dry, which is a huge advantage because wet polish is a real pain. This is actually a machine that works. My first vibratory lap was this thing, and you did nothing but fight it and never ever got a very good polish out of it. So it just really was kind of a waste of money to buy that one. I have the little National Geographic tumbler, simply because if I got a very small batch of rocks that I just need to tumble for somebody, I can put it in that. The thing I found is don't follow their instructions because their instructions are dead wrong. I did move up to this vibratory tumbler, which actually works faster and better than that tumbler. The difference is that the vibratory tumbler, it will not change the shape of your rocks, okay? The rotary tumblers, the rock is tumbling, rolling around, crushing. It will actually grind it to a round shape. This will leave the rock naturally shaped, but it will achieve a very nice polish on it. Now you notice that I had a lot of Highland Park lapidary equipment. There's a reason for that. When I buy equipment, I want to be able to use it and it not bog down. It do the job that I want it to do, and I want to be able to pass this equipment on to my children or my grandchildren. I want it to be in as good a shape as it is the day I get it. That's very important to me because I know I enjoy some of the stuff that I've inherited, some of the tools, the lathes, things like that, and they were well taken care of, but they were built well. Highland Park Lapidary builds their equipment very well. I am pretty convinced after moving their equipment around that they build their equipment from surplus tank parts, because this stuff is built like a tank. It is heavy, it is beastie, it does not move, it's strong, it's got big motors on it, and it will last you longer than you will last. So I highly recommend, if you're going to get into the lapidary field, to look into the Highland Park lapidary equipment. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour of my shop. Keep watching my channel, like and subscribe so that you get notifications of upcoming videos. We'll be going over videos on tumbling, cutting, grinding, just about every aspect of cabochon making, start to finish, and how to make rocks from just a rock into a polished specimen for sale. So you can check out my website, WyomiingMountaineers.com, or just watch my YouTube channel and you'll see everything that I've been doing. Again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.